There's a strange phase that happens with retirement planning. Early on, it feels calming. You start putting money away, you run a few numbers, and maybe you read about a rule or two, like the 4% rule, and you think, okay, I'm doing all the right things. And for a while, that feeling sticks. It feels organised, responsible, and safe. But then often much later, something shifts. Now, the plan hasn't collapsed, and nothing dramatic has happened to you. Yet the confidence you once had starts to thin slightly. And that's what I want to talk about today. Early retirement planning works because it simplifies life. You're often far enough away that your costs feel predictable, your health feels stable, your responsibilities feel manageable. You plug numbers into a calculator, apply a rule, and the future looks tidy. And at that stage, retirement planning doesn't really ask much of you emotionally. It mostly just requires you to save. And saving does feel good. It gives you the sense that you're moving forward even if nothing else really changes. And that's where the confidence comes from. The problem is that retirement planning doesn't stay abstract for long. As the years pass, real life starts pushing back. And you realise the house that you thought you'd make do with needs some updating. The lifestyle you imagined costs more than you actually expected it to. And the timeline isn't as flexible as you once felt. Now, nothing's wrong, but everything seems to weigh on you a bit heavier. The same numbers that once reassured you now feel a bit tighter. The same rules feel less generous. And suddenly planning doesn't calm you anymore. It more unsettles you. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They assume something's gone drastically wrong, but often what's actually happening is simpler. The early planning gave you confidence because it hid all the complexity. Later, planning removes the comfort because it reveals all the trade-offs. You're no longer asking, am I saving enough? You're asking, what kind of life can this actually support? And what kind of life do I want? And they're much harder questions. If any of these sound familiar, this is the kind of thing I mean. You could retire earlier, but only by shrinking your life. You could stop working sooner, but not live quite how you want to. You're technically on track, yet somehow emotionally uneasy. Now, this isn't failure. It's the point where planning stops being theoretical and starts being real. And real plans are always messier. If retirement planning feels less comforting than it used to, it doesn't mean you've miscalculated. It usually means you're seeing the full picture now. And that shift from comfort to clarity is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And that's where better decisions start.